Instead of crying, bros, why don't you just pray? The truth is, your crying cannot save this moment. If you like, get a bucket of water and pour all the water in your eyes into the bucket, it's not just going to do anything. Your tears will not bring out the baby. Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Daddy's Corner for today. If this is your first time watching this channel, please do not forget to subscribe to be a part of the amazing stories, the amazing experience, and the great things that I come and share on this channel all the time. And once again, thank you so much for the comments, thank you so much for the love, the emails, the messages. I'm just going to create a particular episode to make sure that we have a great conversation looking at all of the comments that I've received so far. So today on Daddy's Corner, we'll be sharing with you things to do when your wife is in labor. And so it's a different thing to be pregnant, is a different thing, to put to bed. And that process of putting to bed has driven quite a number of men crazy. Some people have scars to show for it. Some people have bitter emotions to show for it. Some people have drama to show for it. So which one do you have to show for it? Number one on my list, if you are having your child in Nigeria, as a man, one of the things you should do if your wife is in labor is make sure that you have money on you. Money is really important. Now I'm saying this from, I don't want to use the word experience. My mom is a midwife, and of course she has been on this job for quite a number of years. So I can say that I have first-hand experience of some of the things that men do when their wife is in labor. So I'm saying it, make sure that you have money on you. Money is really important. In the typical Nigerian hospital, it is really rare for you to get into the hospital without the doctor or the nurses telling you to go and buy something. Now, you don't want to be in a fix when they tell you to go and buy something. God forbid it, your wife needs water, she needs to take blood, they need to buy some kind of injection that they don't have available right in the hospital, and they need you to go and buy something. Please and please make sure that you are already saving in advance to handle that day. Bros, you need to obey the doctors and the nurses. And this is one of the problems that men have. We do not know what next is going to happen. The truth is, we're not praying for the worst to happen. We are praying for our wife to come out of the theater, or to come out of the labor room safe and sound with the baby boy or girl. But the truth is, we need to obey these guys. You are not a doctor. Even if you're a doctor, or even if you're a nurse or a midwife, your wife is not having the baby in your own facility, right? She's having the baby in another facility. So you need to obey, or you need to cooperate. That's the word. Some people just really want to rush into the theater. They don't want you to be there. Some people want to be in the labor room. They don't want to be there. You are not even a doctor. So one thing you need to do for them to make sure that they have a smooth and amazing job while they are trying to save the life of your wife and the baby, please try as much as possible to obey the nurses and the doctors. At the beginning, I said money is really important. When they send you anywhere, when they send you to go to probably the pharmacy or go somewhere to go and get something, please go in time and fast. Men cry. People break down and cry. I've heard stories of men that get into their car 2 hours, they are crying when probably the doctor said you should go to a pharmacy to go and get something, or run to a blood bank to go and buy blood or something. Please, when they send you to go and do something, this is not the time to let your emotions win, the whole experience around you. You have to make sure that you do things as fast as you can. This is not the time to get into the car and start crying. This is not the time to get into the car totally confused. You don't even know where to turn to, left or right. What we need you to do right now is, bros, go to that pharmacy, get something, get into your car, call a bike, call a taxi, and do it in time. Do not insult the doctors and the nurses. I know how you feel, right? I just know how you feel. It's just an unimaginable moment. Everything is turning upside down. Your wife is screaming, she's crying. It's like this woman is already crazy. You don't even know, is this even my wife at all? So this is the time that you can get really aggressive. You want to scream at the doctor because you expect them to run and they are not running. The nurses are being sluggish. I know, right? These guys they can just be a different thing entirely when they get on the job, and sometimes we might not even be able to blame them because they do this thing over and over again. But the truth is, do not insult the doctors and the nurses. It is very unfortunate that I have to say this on the channel. The truth is, we are praying to God to touch the heart of the government, to improve the medical care in Nigeria so that the doctors and the nurses can get the right pay that they deserve. So as much as these guys are working under a very wrong working condition, they are also aggressive. So when you scream at them, the only way they can pay you back is to be aggressive at the woman that is in labor, right? It is really painful for her to be in that situation. It's another case when the doctor or the nurse is not also giving her the right care that she requires per time. So please try as much as possible to cooperate with these guys. I think I said that earlier. Be mindful of the kind of person you call. The truth is, not everybody is happy for you. I'm not saying you need to start suspecting people and saying this is the bad person, this is the good person. But as much as we want to be good to everybody, we also have to be careful. I'm not saying do not call people. Family is important. Friends are very important to us, but you have to be very sensitive this season. This is the critical time, and you need someone who has the positive vibe around, not someone who is as scared as you are. And sometimes we make these decisions because we are really scared. We just want to call this person, we want to call this person, not knowing their real intention. It can be hard to know the heart of a man, I know that truly, but we have to try as much as possible to be very mindful of the kind of person that you talk to, the kind of person that you call this season. It is key. It will help you save the moment, and it will also help you bring the right person on board to know about the moment that you are currently experiencing. I believe that God will help you on how to choose the right person to call or the right person to inform about what is currently going on. And the next one, they say prayer is the master key. Prayer is really important, but it can be very difficult for you if you really do not even pray before now. I remember that in one of my videos, How to Live with a Pregnant Wife, I shared that it is really important for you to wake up every morning, put your hand on your wife's stomach, on your born baby, and say a word of prayer. Pray about that day. Pray about the nurses and doctors. I think I'm just going to share the link to that video in the description box so that you can go and watch that video again. But the truth is, instead of crying, bros, why don't you just pray? The truth is, your crying cannot save this moment. If you get a bucket of water and pour all the water in your eyes into the bucket, it's not just going to do anything. Your tears will not bring out the baby. Rather, prayer can help the journey faster. It can ease the pain. Prayer can do all things. That is the understanding that I have. But it is even more important to have a prayer life before that day. You don't just get to a bridge and start strategizing like people say, when we get to the bridge we cross it. Bros, start crossing the bridge before you get to the bridge prayerfully, so that when you get there, your voice is already registered with God. Just like they say, some people are God customers. When they need something, they run to him. Do not be a customer. Do not talk to God on the day that you need him to heal your wife. God is merciful, by the way. He can do all things, but please register your voice with him. And finally, compensate the doctors and nurses when they are done with the job.